Telangana, degree second year, Sanskritam, unit 3, Dakara Katha from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. What are Upanishads first? Before knowing what are Upanishads, we need to know the basics or the roots of Indian spiritual knowledge or Indian philosophy. Being Indian or Indianness lies in Vedas, right? Vedas are written by whom? Vedas are written by whom? The answer is Vedas are not written. They are apaurisheya. They are heard. They are not written. Vedas are basically the compilation of the mantras or the hymns. The word mantra in Sanskrit means manana, which means thinking or pondering. And most of the mantras are in the form of the metered verse, which means they have a rhyme and rhythm. And these days they are seen or we can read them in books. But as we have discussed, Vedas are not written. But how did people remember all these things which was written long back? So basically Vedas are heard from Akashvani. Then the first and foremost humans heard them and they reciprocated. What they did was, there was this Guru Shishya tradition where people who heard Vedas first, they have passed that information to the next generation. Thus, Vedas have come into written forms. And what are the types of Vedas? How many Vedas do we have? We have 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharvana Veda. And Vedas has got parts. Apart from 4 types of Veda or 4 kinds of Veda, we have got parts of Veda. What are these parts? They are the Samhitas. So a Samhita is the first part of each of the Vedas and it's a collection of mantras. So Samhitas can be referred to mantras, which are referred to gods and goddesses. The second part includes the Brahmanas. Third part is Aranyakas. And the fourth part is Upanishads. We are just concerned with Upanishads, so I am skipping the other things. Upanishads. Let us know what are Upanishads. Upanishads are the concluding portions of the Vedas. They are called as the end of Vedas. They are even referred to Vedanta. The word Vedanta in Samskrita means Vedasya Anta, means the end part of Vedas, or known as Vedantas or even Upanishads. We had around 200 Upanishads earlier, but only 108 Upanishads are available, and not every Upanishad is available at the fullest. Few are available partly. So, the lesson Dakara Katha is taken from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Let us know what is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is a primary book of the Upanishads, a collection of Hindu philosophical texts. It is one of the oldest Upanishads, and its name translates into what? Brihad means big or great. Aranyaka means forest. Upanishad, it's a book, something which is written. So, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad means the great forest book. And according to Indian philosophical text, what are the different or the important Upanishads that we have? We have Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Munda, Mandukya, Tittiri, Etareya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka. So, who did write Brihadaranyaka Upanishad? As we know, Vedas are not written, but Brihadaranyaka Upanishad largely follows the sage Yajnavalkya and his wife Maitreya. So, Yajnavalkya is a sage who is portrayed to be an important advisor in the court of Janaka. Through the stories of Brihadaranyaka, Yajnavalkya comments on many philosophical issues including consciousness and perception, creation and self, and the laws of karma. The main virtues that occur in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad are self-restraint, giving and compassion, or self-restraint, self-sacrifice, and merciful benevolence. So, let us know Dakara Katha now. What exactly is Dakara Katha all about? Trayah Prajapatyaha Prajapatau Pitari Brahmacharya Mushuhu Deva Manushya Asuraha Ushitva Brahmacharyam Deva Uchuhu. So what happened exactly? What is the story all about? Prajapati had three kinds of offsprings. They are the gods, men, and demons or asuras. They lived with Prajapati, practicing the vows of Brahmacharya. After finishing their term, the gods requested Prajapati, please instruct us, sir. It's not only the gods who asked Prajapati, but even the men and the demons did ask Prajapati, sir, instruct us. Please instruct us. To the gods, he said, I give you the instructions. Please listen carefully. Da. He said, but it was only one word, da. And asked them, do you understand what I say? Then the gods replied, yes, we understand. Then Prajapati replied, very good. So follow the instruction. Then he looked at the human beings, the men. Do you want instruction from me? Yes. Then take my instruction. Da. He said again, do you follow what I say? Yes, we understand. Very good. Now go and follow the instruction. Then demons were called and he said, Da again. And he asked them whether did they follow his instruction, whether did they get the word Da. Even the demons replied yes. And Prajapati told them to go and follow the instructions. To all the three he told the same thing, but the meaning was taken differently by the different groups. He said. The celestials, the people in paradise are supposed to be reveling in pleasures of sense. They are fond of enjoyment. There is no old age there. There is no sweating, no toiling, no hunger, no thirst. Nothing as in this world. it is all pleasure and pleasure. So we can see honey flowing everywhere in the paradise. They are addicted to too much enjoyment. So the instruction to those people, the gods, was the, which means damayata. In Sanskritam, damayata means restrain yourself. Damayata comes from the word dama, or to restrain. Subdue your senses. Do not go too much into the direction of enjoyment of the senses. That was to the celestials or the gods meant. So, kama is to be controlled by self-restraint, is what understood by devatas or gods. Next, human beings are greedy. They want to grab everything. I want a lot of money. I've got a lot of land or property. I want to keep it with myself. I don't want to give it to I don't want to give anything to anybody. This is how humans think. So, da to them meant datta. Datta, which means give in charity. Do not keep with you more than what you need. Do not take what you have not given. Do not appropriate what does not belong to you. All these are implied in the statement. Be charitable. Charitable not only in material giving but also in disposition, in feeling, in understanding. So we have the concept of sympathy and empathy. Even these comes under datta. Then, what does it mean? So the human beings were instructed by which means greed is to be controlled by them and they need to do charity. Now comes the demons, who are very cruel, who always insult, injure and harm other people. To them meant dayadham. Be merciful to others. Be merciful. Do not be cruel and hard-hearted. Demons are hard-hearted people. They eat, they swallow, they destroy, they demolish everything. Anger is to be controlled by dayadvam, mercy. So these three letters, the instructed three types of individuals in three different ways. All instructions were conveyed by a single word only, a single letter, but the meaning was conveyed properly to the individual groups concerned. So what can we understand from this? Wear the cap that fits you. Think, to which category do you fit in? Because we know ourselves better than anyone else, right? So better try to relate ourselves with any of these things and let us follow whatever is instructed by Prajapati. So, damam, danam, daya. These are the three das in the Dakara Katha instructed by Prajapati to gods, humans and demons. Thank you.